Good afternoon. On the behalf of members of the clergy and the residents of our great community, I stand this afternoon to give reflections concerning the ministry of Jason Jenkins. I intentionally use the word ministry because I believe that the service that Jason provided for this community, in my opinion, went far beyond what a person does simply because it's their profession. But the kind of service that Jason provided is the kind of service a person gives because it's their purpose. How interesting that every speaker that spoke today used similar words: service and purpose and commitment. Many of the things that we do in life, we do them because we chose to do it. However, there are some things that we do in life not because we chose to do it, but because we were born to do it. Jason was born to serve. In fact, if I could borrow a lyric from one of the great hymns of the church, to serve this present age, my calling to fulfill, oh, may it all my powers engage, to do my master's will. Those words of antiquity are words that surmise the life of Jason Jenkins. One of the things that impressed me most about Jason was his disarming demeanor and his infectious smile. He had the perfect personality to deal with the pastors of and the people in our community, which both, by my own admission, at times could be a handful. But Jason did it effortlessly. It is my conjecture, and I teach my daughter and other youth that I speak to around the country, that one of the greatest blessings that a person could ever have in life is access. Access to people, access to places, access to provisions. Having access is truly a blessing from God. And what makes Jason's transition so tough for me and for thousands in our community is because Jason gave us access. Jason gave us access to people that we probably would have never met and have been able to talk to on our own. Jason gave us access to places that we probably could have never visited and went to on our own. But Jason gave us access to provisions that this community and many in it would have never been able to afford on their own. Jason gave us access. And for that, we say thank you. We pause to say thank you to Mr. Ross and Mr. Garfinkel for hiring Jason. We pause to say thank you to his parents for having Jason. And more importantly, we pause to say thank you to Elizabeth and his children for sharing Jason with our community. Jesus teaches us in the scripture that men ought to always pray and faint not. The Apostle Paul suggested that we ought to pray continuously. Please know, to the Jenkins family, that you are constantly in our thoughts, you will always be in our hearts, and you will most certainly be in our prayers. May God forever bless you and keep you, is our prayer.